Wow, so Oscar Isaac is really demonstrating to Hollywood that he is the go-to person for really brilliantly doing absolutely awesome character studies. What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a brilliant day. Welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle Critic, and in this video we are going to be reviewing The Card Counter, which is a crime drama thriller with an absolutely brilliant cast, and it really does have a raw focus, a real character piece, like I said, that really does explore the harrowing things that humans are capable of doing, and then it really looks at the trauma and the impact that this then has, and it really does have an independent film kind of feel to it. And whilst I can really appreciate it for what it is, it personally wasn't for me, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So The Card Counter centers around a character called Willem Tell, who is an expert poker player and gambler by mathematically and methodically calculating the number of cards in the deck and also counting the number of cards that have been played so far, and then working out what could be happening next and all of the mathematical possibilities with this. And we also find out that this character has done some really dark things in his past, which led to him having an 8-year jail sentence. And the film then explores what happens when his past comes back to haunt him. And of course, we get to see a lot of poker sequences happening in this movie as well. Now, from a positives point of view, like I said, this is a really raw character study, and it really does look at the impact of what happens to this character, and also how he was using cards and maths and poker in jail to be able to cope with the time. And just his recollection of his time in jail is just so powerful, and it's really eye-opening and mind-blowing as well, just what humans are capable of doing, all of the catastrophic things that people can do from one person to another. And the ending of this movie will really leave you feeling really cold and really numb, as is just, like I said, really powerful. However, I would also say that this movie can feel a little bit dull, a little bit drawn out, and a little bit boring as well. When the movie starts off, you really are scratching your head wondering what on earth is going on, what are you getting yourself into? And for me, that feeling never really left as I was progressing through this movie. But that being said, I do think that that is really purposeful, as it does really want to ask these questions to the audience and wants the audience to really feel uncomfortable with everything that's happening. So I do feel like it's really purposeful, and I know there is a big audience out there that really love this kind of stuff, but like I said, for me it just didn't really work. But that being said, I do feel like from a storyline point of view, it does really put an interesting lens on human beings. So from a cast and characters point of view, they have got some brilliant names associated with this project, and they definitely give really great performances. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, we have the incredible Oscar Isaac. I am the biggest Oscar Isaac fan. I think he needs to win all of the awards under the sun, and he is definitely really captivating in this performance, again, like he always is. And he is really great, like I said right in the beginning, in terms of doing character studies. Of course, he absolutely did an outstanding performance as Stephen Knight, Mark Spector, and Jake Lockley very recently in Moon Knight, and here he's doing a really great performance again as the Willem Tell character. Very cold guy, totally emotionless, and you really do find out why as the movie progresses. But like I said, Oscar Isaac, as always, just leads this movie really well, and has some incredible monologue sequences and does a really great job. And you really do also believe him that he is this poker expert, and I feel like he does all of those sequences really well. Next up, we have Tye Sheridan, who is playing a character called Kirk. Really interesting, as both of these actors have worked together in the past in the X-Men movies, when Tye Sheridan was playing Cyclops and Oscar Isaac was obviously playing Apocalypse, which is really interesting. And in this movie, they're playing very different characters. This time we have Tye Sheridan playing a character called Kirk, and he becomes Willem Tell's protege. And like I said, he links back to Will's past in a really intriguing and really powerful way. We also have Willem Dafoe, who shows a very dark past with the Willem character, and when these two characters confront each other, it's another very powerful sequence. We've also got Tiffany Haddish, who very recently did a wicked performance in The After Party, and once again she's doing a really great performance over here. She is sponsoring really great expert poker players and gamblers, and she also has a bit of a romantic interest and connection with the Willem character. And so from a cast and characters point of view, even though I wasn't that sold on the storyline in this film, I can't deny the fact that all of the performances in this movie are absolutely awesome. So from a visuals point of view, the card counter is really basic. They've got really simplistic set pieces, for example a motel, a jail sequence, and the casinos, but that is really purposeful, as like I said, it really does want to focus on the character study aspects of this movie. So I can imagine they had a really limited budget, but they did make it go far, as you are really being able to be immersed into this world. Like I said, even though I didn't love it, I can appreciate the fact that the visuals in this movie do really work really, really well, and all of the card sequences look absolutely brilliant. I feel like with a couple of camera tricks, it doesn't necessarily need to be Oscar Isaac that is doing all of the card magicry in this movie, as like I said, they do have bird's eye views where you're kind of seeing somebody doing all of the card magic, but from a card sequences point of view and from a visuals perspective, this movie does actually look really, really decent. So from a comparisons point of view, this movie isn't necessarily my favourite, but let's look at it focusing on the core genres that it's trying to appeal in. So let's look at it from a dark character study point of view first. So from that perspective, I think Last Night in Soho and Still Water are so much stronger. And then from a gambling point of view, I think 21, the Oceans franchise, Maverick and The Gambler are so much stronger as well. So unfortunately, I don't think from a comparisons point of view, the card counter is able to be as good as the specific genres that it is trying to fit into. So overall, I'm really afraid to say that the card counter wasn't personally for me, but I can appreciate it for what it is, and I think that indie film fans will absolutely love it. They'll totally eat this movie up and will really, really enjoy all of the performances, all of the character studies, all of the social commentary, and all of the journey that these different characters go on, and just all of the lessons that they're trying to convey as well. But for me, like I said, it wasn't for me, and so for all of those reasons, I'm personally going to give it a 2 out of 10. But that being said, I would love to hear what you thought of the card counter, so let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.